Good morning. Welcome to Ridgetop Yoga Retreat online video. My name's Jeannine and we'll get started in a few minutes. So if you want to just get into a comfortable seated position and begin to calm your mind and relax your body, and we'll get started soon. Today we'll be working on loosening the back. We'll do poses for the back and also working on the core. When you have a strong core, it really helps if you have any low back issues or back pain. Strengthening your core sometimes helps that. So we'll be working on that in this practice today. So just gently get into a comfortable seated position. You can be an easy seat or your legs can be out straight in front of you, just so long you're comfortable. Place your hands comfortably on your lap and just begin to lengthen your spine here. Roll your shoulders forward, around, and back. And then just relax the shoulders. And just bring your chin to your chest. And gently close your eyes and just begin to focus on your breath. Letting go of any thoughts that come into your mind. Taking deep inhales in through your nose. And slowly exhaling out through your nose. With each inhale, inhale relaxation. And with each exhale, exhale tension. Starting from your head, working your way down, just begin to relax your body. Relax your eyes, your jaw, working down to your neck and your shoulders. Relaxing your arms. Relaxing your upper back, mid back, and lower back. Feeling your body begin to get heavy through the hips, down through the sit bones. Relaxing your legs all the way down to your feet. Just remember during practice that this is your practice, so do what feels right for you today. If a pose doesn't feel right, just come out of the pose and wait for the next one. Listen to your body. You don't want to feel any pain in the body, so just come out of the pose and wait for the next one. And take a deep inhale in through your nose. And then slowly exhale out through your mouth. Take another deep inhale in through your nose. And slowly exhale out through your mouth. And Last one, take a deep inhale, completely filling your lungs up with air, and slowly exhale out through your mouth. And just gently bring your chin to your chest, feeling the stretch up the back of the neck. Take a few deep breaths here. Hands are comfortably on your knees, your shoulders are back. And on your next inhale, roll your left ear towards left shoulder and exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Match your breath to your movement, inhaling and exhaling. And then on your next inhale, roll your right ear towards right shoulder and exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder, and exhale, chin to chest. Gentle movement. And then on your next inhale, make a complete circle, inhaling on the way up and exhaling on the way down. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. And then next time your chin's to chest, leave it there. On your next inhale, draw a line with your nose up towards the sky. And then exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, draw a line with your nose up towards the sky, feeling the stretch in the front of the neck. And exhale, chin to chest. And one more time, inhale and exhale. And then we'll come back to neutral spine and gently open your eyes. And take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Really strong fingertips here. Reach out through your fingertips up towards the sky. Lengthening the front of your torso. Turn your palms facing out and exhale. Slowly release your hands back by your side. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead, lengthening the spine, and turn your palms facing out. Exhale, slowly release your hands by your side. And last one, inhale, reach up, bring your palms together. On the exhale, bring your hands to heart center, slate bow to your head. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, you can do that now. And check in with your intention through practice. And take this hour for yourself. And inhale, reach up, arms overhead. On the exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat beside you and bring that right arm over that right ear, keeping your shoulders stacked, keeping that right sit bone grounded. Then inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the mat, left arm over that left ear. Feel the stretch up the left side of the body. You can put a bend in that right elbow. Then inhale, reach up, arms overhead. And on the exhale, hinge from your hips and begin to forward fold. Engaging your core here, lengthening the spine. Once you get your hands down in front of you, see if you can walk your hands out in front of you a little more. Really lengthening the spine here, reaching out in front of you. Now we're going to do this sequence one more time. So engage your core, inhale, slowly come up, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, left hand down to the mat, right arm over that right ear. Feeling the stretch on the right side of the body, you can put a bend in that left elbow to get deeper into the stretch. Keep that right sit bone grounded. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, right hand down to the mat, left arm over that left ear. Feel the stretch in that left hip. Then inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to hinge from your hips and forward fold. See if you can walk your hands out a little more in front of you, forward folding, keeping the sit bones grounded. Engage your core, inhale, slowly reach up, hands overhead, and exhale, slowly release your hands by your side. Now we're just going to place our hands on our knees, and we're going to go into shoulder rolls. So inhale your shoulders forward and up, and exhale your shoulders back and down. Really trying to bring those shoulder blades together. Inhale, bring your shoulders forward and up. Exhale, bring the shoulders back and down. And one more time, inhale, roll them forward and up. And exhale, bring them back and down. And now we'll go in the opposite direction. Match your breath to your movement. Inhaling back and up. Exhaling forward and down. And we'll do one more and meet back in neutral spine. Now extend your arms out in front of you, reaching out through your fingertips. Make sure you have a long spine here and you're engaging your core. Your arms are strong out in front of you as if you're holding weights up. Turn your palms facing up. Inhale, really reach forward here. On the exhale, bring your fingertips to shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the fingertips to shoulders. And one more time, inhale and exhale. Now leave the fingertips on the shoulders, and we're going to inhale, opening the elbows to the sides, really lifting the chest here, opening up the chest, bringing those shoulder blades together. Exhale, bring the elbows together in front of you. Inhale, opening the elbows to the sides, opening the chest. Exhale, bring the elbows together. And one more, inhale and exhale. Now leaving the elbows together, we're going to make circles. Inhale the elbows up and around, and exhale the elbows back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Getting movement in the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. And now we'll go in the opposite direction. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. And one more time. Release your hands to the sides. Now we're going to place our right hand on our left knee, and your left hand is behind your left glute. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, twist looking over your left shoulder. You're twisting from the rib cage here. With each inhale and exhale, see if you can get a little bit deeper into the twist. And then release the twist, come back to center. Place your left hand on your right knee, right hand behind your right glute. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist looking over your right shoulder. Release the twist, come back to center. If you're sitting on a blanket or a block, you can take that out now. And extend your legs out in front of you. Keep your feet flexed. You can have a slight bend in your knees here. Palms are flat on the mat beside you. Lengthen the spine here. Shoulder blades are back and down. And just point and flex your feet here. Getting movement in the ankles, in the calves. And then keep your feet flexed. Press your palms into the mat. Engage your core here. Everything is engaged. Your legs are engaged. Your core is engaged. You're reaching out through the crown of your head, pressing the palms of your hands into the mat. And take a few deep breaths here. And then release everything, relax. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. On the exhale, begin to walk your hands forward towards your feet to go into a forward fold. So you're keeping a flat back as long as you can. And then when you can't go any further, take an inhale, come up a little bit, and exhale, begin to forward fold. Keeping a bend in your knees will help you get deeper into the fold. Inhale, come up a little bit, and exhale, really try to lengthen the spine and get into that forward fold a little more. Take a few deep breaths here, breathing into the low back, releasing that tension in the low back. And slowly walk your hands back to center. Bring the sole of your right foot into that left thigh. Keep that left foot flexed, keeping the right hip open. Frame that left leg with your hands. Take a deep inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to hinge from your hips and forward fold. Keeping that right hip open. Really lengthening the spine here. Let your head get you deeper into the fold. You can put a slight bend in that straight leg. Then slowly walk your hands back to center. Straighten that right leg. Bring the sole of that left foot into that right thigh, opening that left hip. Keep that right foot flexed. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to hinge from your hips. Walk your hands forward and forward fold. Inhale, slowly walk your hands back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together in front of you. Bring your feet as close to your body as you can. If it's uncomfortable in your knees, just leave your feet out in front of you, further in front of you, making a diamond shape. If you're comfortable with them close to your body, bring them as close as you can. Then roll out the arches of your feet here. And then place your hands on your ankles and just begin to butterfly your knees out to the sides, opening the hips here. And then come to stillness. Take a deep inhale And on the exhale, begin to hinge from your hips and forward fold. And just stop wherever's comfortable for you. You're going to feel the stretch in the inner thighs here, keeping a long spine. Then inhale, slowly roll back up to center. Bring your knees in, and we're going to go onto all fours into tabletop. So if you have a blanket, you might want to put a blanket under your knees, or you can double your mat up, roll it up to put it under your knees. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrist and your hips are over your knees, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. We're going to go into a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up. And on the exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, and pull that tailbone down here, trying to create as much space between you and the mat as you can. And then for cow, drop your belly, take your gaze up, tilt your tailbone up, really arching the back here. And then exhale for cat, tuck your chin and round your spine. Match your breath to your movement, getting the fluid moving in the spine here, warming up the spine. And then come to stillness. And inhale, extend that right foot back, going on to the ball of the foot. And just slowly rock back and forth, loosening up the calf, loosening the ankle, the toes are spread. And then come to stillness. Raise that right leg level with that right hip, pressing the top of that left foot into the mat. Engage your core here. You can stay here. If you want to add on, extend that left arm out in front of you. Level with your shoulder. Your gaze is facing down here. Engage your core. If you want to add on to a dynamic movement, point your toes, engage your core. You're inhaling and lengthening, and then exhale, round the spine and bring your elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Match your breath to your movement. It's your practice, so do what you're feeling today, what feels right for you today. And we'll do one more. Working on balance. Bring your hand down to the mat, your knee back down, roll out that right wrist. Then inhale, extend that left foot back, going on to the ball of the foot, and just gently rock back and forth, loosening up the calf, the ankle. And then come to stillness, raise that left leg level with that left hip. Your foot is flexed, you're pushing through the heel. Press the top of that right foot into the mat. You can stay here, or you can extend that right arm out in front of you. Your thumb is facing the sky. You should have your spine, everything is in alignment, from your right fingertips to your left foot. If you want to add on to a dynamic movement, on the exhale, round your spine and bring your elbow to knee, working on balance. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Toes are pointed here if you're doing a dynamic movement. And then bring your hand back down to the mat, your knee back down, roll out that left wrist. Now we're going to go into child's pose. So cross your big toes. Your knees are wider than hip distance apart. Shift your hips back towards your heels and begin to lower your torso between your knees, bringing your forehead down to the mat, reaching your arms out in front of you. Take a few deep breaths here. And if ever you want to take a break or a pose doesn't feel right, you can always come into child's pose and just bring your focus to your breath. Now we're going to come back into tabletop and get ready to go into our first downward facing dog. So flip your toes, hover your knees, engage your core here. Engage your thighs, make sure the shoulders are over the wrists. And then gently begin to straighten the legs. Shift your hips back, sending your hips high. Pressing your chest towards your thighs here, going into your first downward facing dog. Put a bend in that right knee and shift your hips towards the left. And then put a bend in that left knee and shift your hips towards the right. You can alternate sides, getting movement in the legs. You can go up on your toes and see if you can sink those heels down a little more. Then inhale, look up between your hands, and exhale, walk or step forward to forward fold. Put a bend in the knees. It's the first standing forward fold. Let your head get you deeper into the fold. You can hold opposite elbow to opposite hand. You can sway from side to side. And then release your hands. Take a deep inhale. Slowly roll up, hands overhead. And then exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana, mountain pose. So make sure your feet are hip distance apart. You're grounding down through all four corners of your feet. Engage your legs, pull your kneecaps up, palms facing forward. Roll the shoulders around, back and down. You can have your eyes opened or closed, whatever is comfortable for you. And just bring your focus to your breath, grounding down through the soles of your feet here. Now come to the front of your mat, and we're going to go into our sun salutations. So we're going to start with chair in the beginning of the sun salutation. So when you're in chair, just really be conscious of your knees to make sure your knees are level. One's not in front of the other, and your knees don't go past your toes. And you want to make sure your weight is on the back of your feet. You should be able to lift your toes. So come to the front of your mat. And take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and then exhale into chair. So really engage your thighs here. If it's uncomfortable with your arms at a 45-degree angle here, you can bring your hands to heart center. So check in with your knees, and then bring your hands to heart center, and just raise the right heel and then the left heel. Right and then left. You can keep alternating feet. If you want to go up on both toes for balance, you can do that. Engaging your core And then come down to the soles of your feet. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Your arms are bent. Your elbows are level with your shoulders, pressing your hands into your thighs, lengthening the spine here. Engage the core. Then exhale, plank. Plant your hands, step back to plank. You can come to your knees if you want. For modified plank, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Then from here, you can come to your knees if you want, or slowly make sure your pelvis doesn't drop. Bring your chin and chest down between your hands, elbows by your side. Point your toes and come up for cobra. Shoulders are back and down. Your gaze is straight ahead. Exhale back down to the mat. Flip your toes. Push back to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale, look up between your hands. Exhale, walk or step forward, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead, and exhale, chair. See if you can get a little bit deeper into the chair. Then bring your hands to heart center and gently twist to your left. If you're comfortable here, you can bring that right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Then come back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Make sure you have a flat back from your low back to the crown of your head. You're looking down. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. You can modify plank if you want. Come to your knees. Make sure your pelvis doesn't drop. Then with control, bring your chin and chest down, elbows by your side. Come down to the mat. Flip your toes and come up for cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. Flip your toes, push back to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here, pressing the hips high, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Shoulders rotating out. Inhale, look up between your hands. Exhale, walk or step forward, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead. Exhale, chair. Last one. See if you can get a little deeper into the chair. Make sure your weight's on the back of your feet here. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Now, check in with your knees. Make sure one's not in front of the other. If you're comfortable here, you can bring that left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Engaging the thighs here. Then release the twist, come back to center. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plank. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Engage your core here. Pull the belly button in. Then with control, bring your chin and chest down between your hands. Flip your toes and come up for cobra. Take a few deep breaths here. Looking straight ahead. Be careful of the low back. Exhale back down to the mat. Flip your toes. Push back to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale, look up between your hands. Exhale, walk or step forward, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana and mountain pose. Go into a wide-legged stance. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. So your feet are wider than hip distance apart. And just interlace your hands behind your back. Pull those shoulder blades as close as you can back and down. If it's uncomfortable interlacing your hands, you can just keep them on your low back. So interlace your hands behind your back. Take a deep inhale. Take your gaze up. On the exhale, begin to hinge from your hips to forward fold. When you get halfway, stop. See if you can bring those shoulders back a little more. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, forward fold. When you get down there, bring your hands down to the mat. Walk your hands out in front of you. You might have to widen your stance a little bit. And take an deep inhale, and then press your hands into the mat and lift your head and shoulders. Inhale and then exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back towards your body. And then walk your hands towards the inside of that right foot. Put a bend in that right knee. And feel the stretch in the inner thigh here, keeping a long spine. Hands are on the inside of that right foot. Then straighten that right knee. Walk your hands through center to your left foot. Put a bend in that left knee. Feel the stretch in the inner thigh of that right leg. Then straighten that left leg. Walk your hands to center. Place your right hand directly under your face. Take a deep inhale, raise that left arm up towards the sky. You can look straight ahead or you can look up at that left hand, trying to create a straight line from your right hand to your left. Then bring that left hand down, place it directly under your face. Take a deep inhale, raise that right arm up towards the sky, creating a straight line from that right hand to your left. Then bring that right hand back down to the mat. Place your hands on your hips and inhale, slowly roll up to center. Walk your feet in a little bit. Now, we're going to keep our right foot parallel with the back of the mat. Turn your left toes towards the front. We're going to go into warrior two. So make sure your front heel's in alignment with your back arch. Your hips are facing the long side of the mat. When you're ready, put a bend in that front knee. You should be able to see your big toes. And then extend your arms out to the sides. Make sure that you can see your big toe. Make sure your back arm is level with your front and your shoulder blades are back and down for warrior two. Engage your feet as if you're trying to bring the mat together here. Strong warrior two. Now we're going to go into a dynamic movement here. So we're going to reach out, bring your hands parallel in front of you. And then come back to warrior two. So you're reaching forward. Bringing your hands in front of you, reaching out, lengthening the spine here, and then come back to warrior two. Exhale, reaching out in front of you, and then back to warrior two. Match your breath to your movement. Reach out, and then back to warrior two. When you're in warrior two, stay there. Here, we're going to flip our front palm up to go in reverse warrior. Drop your back arm down. Raise that left arm up towards the sky. Then come back to warrior two. Straighten that front knee. We're going to go into triangle. So there's no bend in that front knee. Bring your left hand to your left calf. Right arm up towards the sky, pressing that right hip back. You should have a straight line from your right hand to your left. If you have a bad shoulder, just place it on your right hip, keeping that right shoulder stacked over the left. Inhale back to warrior two, putting a bend in that front knee. Strong warrior. Gaze is over the left middle finger. And now we're just going to step forward to Tadasana. So we're going to bring that right arm to meet the left and step forward to Tadasana. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Into five-star pose. So go into a wide-legged stance. Turn your toes towards the corners of the mat. Towards the corners of the mat. Engage your legs here. Engage your core. And then when you're ready, extend your arms out to the sides, making sure they're level with your shoulders. Palms are facing down here. So, and your arms are engaged as if you're holding weights on your arms. And then reach out through the crown of your head. Take a few deep breaths here. You're looking straight ahead. Now from here we're going to go into goddess. So we're going to bend our elbows. Palms are facing forward. Take a deep inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, begin to bend your knees, following your toes, keeping a flat back, tailbones tucked under for goddess. When you get into goddess, you can stay here or see if you can lift your right heel and then left, right, left. Maybe go up on both of the feet at the same time, working on balance. And then place the soles of your feet flat on the mat. Inhale, come back up to five-star pose. Take a few deep breaths here. palms facing forward. Take a deep inhale and exhale, goddess. Now bring your hands to your thighs here. We're going to go into twisted goddess. So your fingers are facing down here. And we're just going to bring that right shoulder across our body and press that right hand into that right thigh. Bringing the right shoulder across the body towards your left here for twisted goddess. And inhale back to center. And exhale that left shoulder across your body towards the right. Pressing that left hand in towards that thigh. Inhale back to center and come back up to 5-point pose. A deep inhale and exhale, your hands by your side. Walk your feet in a little bit. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana and mountain pose before we start warrior 2 on the other side. If you're getting warm, you can take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Now we're going to do warrior 2 on the other side. So your left foot is going to be parallel with the back of the mat. Your right toes are facing the front of the mat. Your front heel's in alignment with your back arch here. Hips are facing the long side of the mat. Put a bend in that front knee. Make sure you can see your big toe on your front foot. And then when you're ready, extend your arms out to the side. Make sure your back arm is level with the front, shoulder blades back and down. Strong arms here, strong feet. Your gaze is over that right hand. Now we're going to go into the dynamic warrior 2. You can stay here if you're not comfortable doing the dynamic movement. You can work on warrior 2. Or you can take a deep inhale and exhale. Lean forward, reach those arms out, and come back to warrior 2. Reach forward, match your breath to your movement. You're really getting low here, reaching out, and then come back to warrior 2. Pressing the hips back here. Warrior 2, and one more. And then come back to warrior 2. Make sure there's a bend in that front knee. We're going to go into reverse warrior. So flip your front palm up, drop your back arm, raise that right arm up towards the sky. Take a few deep breaths here. Then come back to warrior 2. Going into triangle, straighten that front leg. No bend in the knee. Shift your left hip back. Reach that right arm as far as you can forward. Then bring the right hand down to the right calf. Left arm up towards the sky. If you, like I said, if you have a bad shoulder, bring that left hand to that left hip. Just keep the shoulders stacked over each other, keeping the chest open. Inhale back to warrior 2. Strong warrior 2 here. And now we're just going to turn our hips forward, bring that back arm to meet the front, and step forward to Tadasana, to mountain pose. We'll take a few deep breaths here. through squat. So you can go into a wider stance, and if your toes are pointing out, it's easier on your knees to follow your toes that way. So we're going to go into, or you can just go to seated position. You don't have to get there through squat. So we'll do Malasana. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, bring your palms together. On the exhale, bring your hands to heart center and begin to bend your knees. And just stop whenever your heels begin to lift. Stop whatever's comfortable for you, wherever is comfortable for you. And this pose is great for the root, working on the root chakra. And then bring your hands to the mat. Extend your legs long out on the mat. Keep your feet flexed. Put a bend in those knees. We're going to go into forward fold. See if it's a little different than the beginning of practice. Keep a long spine. Take a deep inhale. Reach up. Hands overhead. Reach out through your fingertips. Lengthen the spine. Exhale. Hinge from your hips and forward fold. Wherever your hands land is fine. And then just begin to round the spine and lower your head. Take a few deep breaths here. Really trying to lengthen the spine. Come up a little bit and then exhale, fold. Then inhale, reach your arms up overhead, engaging your core. And exhale, slowly release your hands by your side. Now we're going to go onto our backs. And we're going to work on core a bit here. So slowly lower down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Now place your feet flat on the mat, hip distance apart. Tuck your shoulder blades under here. And just place your hands on your stomach here. Now, we're not going to have any strain on the neck here. We're going to use our core, and just on the inhale, lift your shoulders and head up off the mat, engaging your core. You'll feel it tense up there. And then exhale, slowly roll back down to the mat. And inhale, lift, engage the core, hold it. If you're shaking, it means the muscles are working. And exhale, slowly come back down to the mat. And one more inhale, roll up, no strain on the neck. And exhale, slowly roll back down to the mat. Now place your hands flat on the mat beside you. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Bring your heels as close to your glutes as you can. We're going to go into bridge pose here. So make sure your knees stay forward and don't fall out to the sides of the mat. On the inhale, begin to lift your hips up towards the sky, pressing the soles of your feet into the mat here. When you get up there, see if you can tuck your shoulder blades under a little more. Walk your feet towards your shoulders a little more here. Now from here, you can stay here, or you can extend that right foot up towards the sky, pressing into that left foot. And then bring that right foot down to the mat. And then extend that left foot up towards the sky, straightening that leg, pressing into that right foot, pressing the hips high, and then bring the left foot back down to the mat. Extend the right leg up, and bring it back down to the mat, And last one, left foot up and bring it back down to the mat. See if you can walk those feet a little bit closer to the shoulders. You can interlace your hands behind your back. Tuck those shoulder blades under a little more. Squeeze the glutes here. Then release your hands and slowly lower back down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. And place your hands on that right knee. Extend that left foot up towards the sky. Point and flex your left foot. And then keep that left foot flexed. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. And slowly draw a line with your heel down towards the mat. Really trying to keep that leg straight. And once you get about 6 inches off the mat, let that leg hover over the mat. Engaging your core here. And then slowly lower that left leg down to the mat. Extend your right arm out to the side. Bring your left hand to the outside of that right knee. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, slowly roll onto that left hip, bringing that right knee across the body. You can bring that right foot down to the mat. Keep the shoulder blades flat on the mat and take your gaze over your right hand. Then slowly roll back up to center. Bring your knees into your chest. And then place your hands on that left knee and extend that right foot up towards the sky. Point and flex your foot. And then keep that foot flexed and draw a line with that right heel down towards the mat. Pushing out through the heel, and then let that leg hover about 6 inches off the mat. Then slowly lower that right leg down to the mat. Extend your left arm out to the side. Bring your right hand to the outside of that left knee. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, begin to bring that knee across the body, rolling onto that right hip. Taking your gaze over your left hand. Then inhale back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, extend your legs up towards the sky for legs up the wall. Place the palms of your hands flat on the mat. Point and flex your feet. If you have shoulder stands in your practice, you can do that now. And then bend your knees as if you're in reclined chair here. And point your toes. So your legs are at a 45-degree angle here. You're not going to change. You're not going to bend your knees anymore here. You're going to use your hip and bring that right toes down to the mat and then bring them back up. Then left and bring them back up. Using your lower core here, right and left, right and left. And then hug your knees into your chest
And we'll go into happy baby. So the soles of your feet are facing the sky. Your hands are either on your ankles, the outsides of your feet, or your big toes. Your knees are bent and they're towards your armpits here for happy baby. You can rock from side to side if you want. And then hug your knees into your chest, and we'll get ready for Shavasana. So you can have the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the sides, or you can extend your legs long out on the mat. Let your feet fall out to the corners of the mat. Your arms are away from your body, your palms are facing up. Tuck the shoulder blades under and just gently close your eyes and bring your focus to your breath. Feel your belly rise and fall on the inhale and exhale.
Relax your forehead, relax your eyes. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your shoulders, your upper arms, your forearms, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Relax your chest, your abdomen, your hips. Relax the front of your thighs, your knees, your shins. Relax your ankles, the tops of your feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. Relax the soles of your feet, the backs of your calves, the backs of your thighs. Relax your low back, mid back, and upper back. Relax the back of your shoulders, the back of your neck, all the way to the crown of your head. Continue your breath past the crown of your head, all the way past the tips of your toes. A continuous flow of air. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and move your head from side to side. And when you're ready, roll on to your favorite side. With your eyes closed, come up to seated position, hands at heart center, thumbs at your sternum, slight bow to your head. every day you step onto your mat, it's a new day, a new start, a new beginning. Yoga is a journey, and thank you for sharing your journey with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining in the practice this morning. If you have any questions or any ideas, just send us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Have a great day.